In retrospect, 2011 feels as though it was many moons ago. But for those who sat and wrote their final exams that year, a decade's worth of time during such an occasion is memorable. One of South Africa's top 50 powerful women selected by the Mail and Guardian in 2020, and 2021's McKinsey & Company's Next Generation Women Leader finalist, Nosipho Mncube, recalls her year.
Matric for me was quite scary because from knowing an environment, so well to not knowing what I'm going to be doing after that and what awaits me was quite challenging and quite scary at the same time. And I pushed myself so much to achieve, the greatest of marks and do well in sports as well, because my parents, put so much into putting me in a good school. And I think those pressures really, worked to my favor and to my detriment too.
Mncube, who hails from Dobsonville, Soweto, met a different world from the one she was exposed to, which she says came with its own challenges.
I think my upbringing was amazing in a sense of my parents really wanted the best for me and sacrificed so much for me. But it also led to me trying to fit in an environment that wasn't tailored for someone like me. Being one of the only black females was quite challenging, yet rewarding. Rewarding because you stand out, challenging because you stand out too. And you have to, prove yourself, you have to do more because you are the different one. I really didn't know what I wanted to do after Matric, but I knew that I wanted to make my family proud and I wanted to make myself proud. And I went into all my finals, I studied really hard. I did the best that I could do, but I didn't have a plan. And I think what scared me the most is knowing that I'm putting so much work, but not knowing what I'm putting that work in for.
Nosipho went on to achieve a bachelor's degree pass and took a gap year to decide on her next step. Years after Matric, she would go on to complete her undergraduate and honours degrees in marketing and communications and is currently studying towards her master's degree while working as a client experience marketing manager. 28-year-old para-athlete and Paralympic medalist Luzanne Coetzee was among the group of athletes whose performance was enormously celebrated by South Africans after the 2020 Tokyo Olympic and Paralympic Games. Coetzee, who was born blind, matriculated at the Pioneer School in 2011, and unlike Nosipho, she recalls her year being quite a breeze.
I think Matric was a good year for me. I actually worked out like a good system to study, and I actually didn't have to do that much studying at the end of the year. And I think people were very afraid that I wouldn't pass well, ironically. I think boys always was a challenge, but study-wise and school-wise, no, not really. I think I had a good grip on everything, and we had a lot of support from our teachers. So I don't think I really can say that there was memorable challenges. Obviously, there was the off day and here and there, and there was some difficult days, but I don't think there were big challenges that stand out for me now where I am now.
Luzanne studied corporate marketing communications science at the University of Free State and gave sports a try by joining the varsity's athletic team in her first year. Unbeknown to her at the time, this decision would change her life forever. Coetzee's time off the track is spent running the University of Free State's female residence.
I went to the Tokyo Paralympic Games last year, which I never thought at school I would do because I wasn't really the active type. I think I didn't see myself in a job at the university necessarily, and I didn't see myself in this type of job. If you think about it, I had 12 years of boarding school experience at school, and then when I came to university, I was also a student in res. So I'm well suited for the kind of what the job expects of me and the challenges that I have, because I've lived it myself.
For the class of 2021, who are hours away from receiving their results, Nosipho and Luzanne impart this advice.
If you have that belief in, you can achieve what you want to achieve, the circumstances won't matter to a certain extent. So constantly go back to what it is that you want to achieve and what it is that you want to do, and just put your head down and, work towards that.
Don't hold yourself back in your thinking, and anything is possible. Anything that you want to set your mind to is possible. I mean, here I am having gone to the Paralympic Games, which I never thought I would do in a million years. And it was actually all by accident. So I think don't hold yourself back in your thinking, and realize your own dreams and your own passions, and that will take you forward in life.
Nosipho Mncube, SABC News, Johannesburg.